Trendsetters, welcome to the town of Gawler in South Australia. This is my home state. I'm from Adelaide, which is just a little south of this town we call Gawler. Today I'm riding on the edge of the Barossa Valley. I'll be riding through a lot of farmland, really quiet roads, but I won't be going into the valley per se. That will happen in another video. This is my first ride back in South Australia since I returned to my Aussie homeland. Today's ride is about 90 kilometres. There's a few little rises here and there. For the most part, there's no steep climbs or other matters to worry about. Welcome to the first gravel road of today's ride. Farmland, as I mentioned earlier. The roads are in excellent condition. A lot of rain fell yesterday. It's pretty quiet out here. Some blustery winds. Temperatures, it's about low to mid 60s Fahrenheit. So it's close to about maybe 20 degrees Celsius. Pretty cloudy, as you can see. Really good conditions for riding. I have a feeling I'll have a headwind to deal with on the way home though. These roads are quite diverse. Here we have red clay, and when they get wet, well, they're pretty floppy and sloppy. Then you have gravel roads, which are about to roll into camera shot. Perfect example of what I was talking about earlier with the red clay roads around here. The edges here are soft as, and just ahead there's red clay. There might be soft spots, but anyway, my route is going in that direction. So yes, do take the advice of these signs, especially if you're driving a car, because you will get bogged and your life will be bloody miserable. As for cyclists, or your drivetrain might be clogged up. Welcome to the small town of Wasleys. They celebrated 150 years just a couple of years ago, back in 2023. Well, there's a bunch of new houses in this area now. Adelaide keeps sprawling way out. There used to be a functional railway line, but in the South Australian government's infinite wisdom, they privatised the line, or lines, and all of the country line service went to shit. So if you want to ride country rail service in Australia, you're better off going to Queensland or Victoria. Nothing personal, South Australia, but come on, lift your game. We need railway infrastructure. There's a monument for a bloke named Charles Mullen. Let's see what it's about. Some of these little monuments are quite interesting. This plaque erected to the memory of Charles Mullen. It was unveiled by Mr. Tom Casey, Minister of Agriculture, October 7, 1973. This bloke, Charles Mullen, introduced a system known as mullenising. Previous scrubland was cut down and then the stumps were grubbed out before the land was cultivated. Basically, he developed an innovative process to clear land and make it suitable for growing crops. We'll be rolling through Wasleys in a few moments here. Wasleys Bowling Club. Lawn bowling is an awesome game. It's not something you see in the United States. Oh, here we go. Bushfire Last Resort Refuge. So if you have to hang around, go to the refuge during a bushfire. Or a wildfire, as you would say in the American lingo. Older houses here. That store out of business, unfortunately. I did love these older houses, these Aussie style houses. Rightio, here we are pulling up to the old Wasleys Hotel. This is where the railway line crossed the road and goes further north to a town called Hamley Bridge, where I'm going to stop. And this is the Wasleys Granger Hotel, established in 1874. Oh, here we go. Here's the post office too. So you're getting a lot of value today in this tour. Quality cultural content as usual. Beautiful hotel. Basically a pub with some rooms you can rent, etc. Look out for trains. I mean, a long time ago. I mean, seriously, this is sad as. Bloody railway line's still there. Obviously it needs to be relayed the track, but it's just disgraceful what the government did. Just tossing this stuff away. Here is what's left of the railway platform. So there would have been a station here. It's been long gone. You can see there were telegraph poles, no doubt. That dock over there was probably for loading goods, etc. But this was the platform that I'm riding at the very moment. I have no idea the population of Wasleys. You saw a few new homes on the outskirts. Here's the Wasleys Township public amenities, the bog, if you prefer. Hang on, let's check out that sculpture there. This is basically our equivalent of a veterans memorial. And over here we have sculpture. The sculpture was actually named after a former gentleman. He's passed away, unfortunately. Charles Henry Ha, who served 2 tours during World War One. Bloody hell. He was killed in action in Belgium. So imagine that. You go off to a war to fight in a country a long way away that pretty much had nothing to do with what was going on in Australia. Gave your life. That's the definition of sacrifice. Okay, on to this next road here. In fact, that's another railway line there, and they're in camera shot. The tracks have been yanked some time ago, pulled up if you will. Anyway, we're going to press on towards Hamley Bridge. It's not my first rodeo riding in this neck of the woods, obviously. I've spent a lot of time farting around in South Australia in the quiet country towns and gravel roads, of course, before it went bloody mainstream. Mind you, I don't know how many people are riding out here today. Probably nobody. The tailwind's pushing me along here. Could be a bit spicy during the return. Anyway, let's not think about that. Let's enjoy the ride. Welcome to another drier weather road that I am going to ride today. And it looks like it's narrowing down to almost two tracks, single laner, almost like a driveway. Behold the railway track. Wasleys is in that direction, Hamley Bridge that direction. Some wanker jacked the old crossing signs here. That sucks. How cool is this? A dirt road, crossroads of sorts. There's 6 roads intersecting this one section here. Yeah, definitely one to be concerned about when it's wet. It's boggy when wet. you can learn so much about the history of the local area, courtesy of the cemetery. Here is the railway bridge for Hamley Bridge. It's pretty badass. Of course, no longer used. There's also another bridge further on down once you get through town. Once again, a town where the railway was pulled out. The tracks are still there, and that's about it. We're going to do something different today. I just jumped off the main road and we're going to take this not so well known former road. This is the original road that went into Hamley Bridge, and this is the original road bridge. It's now closed to vehicular traffic, but it is super cool. Accessible by cyclists, of course, and walkers. Saturday afternoon, game of lawn bowls happening here. Good stuff. Here in Hamley Bridge, the Hamley Bridge Bowling Club.
He's on a good line again.
Far away, Johnny.
Yeah, but sit your own, you'll be right.
Come on, mate.
That's okay.
Oh, that was nice.
Good. That's good, mate.
We got that one. We got that one, man. No worries. We'll put you on YouTube later on. No worries, mate.
No worries.
Here we go. There's another historic building here. We'll go film it. And there's another war memorial at the front. Yes, dedicated to World War I. And there is a HSV, Holland Special Vehicles, Commodore. Geez, that's nice. No longer making those. This building was constructed in 1904. Welcome to the town centre, Hamley Bridge. Today's a Saturday. It's pretty quiet. Any shops, they generally close early. Country Fire Service over there. There was likely a bank at some point in time. Pharmacy. Here's the Hamley Bridge Hotel. They would serve obviously beer and such, counter meals, that kind of thing. Welcome to the Hamley Bridge railway station. Of course, it has been closed down, but you can see the old platform still there. So let's go film some of that right now. As you can see, a lot of tracks. This was a major stopping point, likely for agriculture as well, and passenger service. Now the station building behind the fence there, which I'll go and film in a second, is now privately owned. But it's cool to see these platform buildings still here. This goods crane. Someone's mowing the grass here. It's good to see this property still being maintained. Just behind the trees there is the old signal box for Hamley Bridge, and there's a water tower as well for refueling, or I should say reloading the boilers of the steam trains from the old days. At some point in time these supports are going to rot away and this structure is going to collapse. Be nice to see someone restore this. There was a track that ran parallel to this station as well at some point. Police station. Notice it's an old house, and behind this fence here is the old railway station. Absolutely beautiful. Here's the water tower I was talking about earlier for filling steam trains. And if we pop around the back here, you'll be able to see another view of the signal box. As you can tell, I've visited this town a few times. Signal box is hidden behind all those trees and such right there. Another relic from a bygone era relating to steam locomotives. Some beautiful historic homes in this town of Hamley Bridge. We are departing Hamley Bridge. G'day goats! Oi! The next town is Stockport. Oh, there's the other railway bridge I was talking about. Not as fancy as the girder bridge I showed you earlier. The other side of Hamley Bridge. I just love riding around this area. There's nobody out here. These roads are amazing. Fantastic weather this time of year. What's not to love? This stretch of road might be private property. I'm not 100% sure. Let's just hope if I do run into anybody, I politely talk my way out of it. Just trying to traverse to the next road on the course I've plotted here. We have 8 Ks on this road. It could be interesting. Hello sheep, don't mind me. Yeah, this is like a farm access road, so I think I'm all good. Cockatoos, galahs. Stockport. Here is the River Gilbert's. I think the River Gilbert's a bit dry. Oh yeah, the River Gilbert is dry as a nun's. That's right. Anyway, oh, here's the post office for Stockport. Postcode 5410. She's closed today. Let's read this cornerstone. This stone was laid by J. McLaughlin Esquire, MP, 25th of May 1929. Guessed it, another abandoned railway line. So this line came out of Hamley Bridge. Hasn't been in operation for, well, I'm guessing since the 1980s. Let's see if the railway station's still around the place. Austin Truck, Julie no less. Rightio, here is the old railway station. I'm pretty sure it's privately owned. It looks very well kept, so I probably shouldn't ride up on the platform area. Yes, somebody's definitely living there, which is good to see, rather than bulldoze the bloody place. Port Cemetery. Now I'm heading in a southerly direction. The next town I'm going to be stopping at, or passing through, will be Freeling. Nice little town. Kangaroo right there, he's a big bugger. It rained quite a bit here. That's from yesterday, last night. Approaching Freeling, South Australia. Welcome to Freeling. And yes, this is another town whose railway infrastructure has disappeared. Well, I should say abandoned. Welcome to Anzac Park. This is basically a Veterans Memorial type park. Anzac standing for Australian New Zealand Army Corps. The memorial is right here. And right next to it is the Freeling, well, what's left of the railway station, the goods shed. Australian National Rail there, no longer in operation. The boxcar, caboose type arrangement. That's about the only structure left here in Freeling. Somebody has gone to great lengths to make this little area look nice. This shed has been restored. It might be privately owned. The old goods crane. The old railway gates are still intact. And there we have the Gungahlin Hotel. A bit of a landmark here in Freeling. The Freeling Hotel. And there's another war memorial right there in the centre. It's the post office for Freeling. This is the Freeling Institute building. This building was constructed in 1905. Break time. Time for a cherry ripe. And yeah, a mother Java guava. We've got about 20 k's left to ride. Back to the start point in Gawler. I'm hoping this wind is favourable. It's very blustery, that's for certain. Hello again from a windswept road between some farm fields. The next stop should be Gawler, and you might be able to make it out in the distance. Those massive silos. Wheat production is a big thing around these parts. Less than 10 kilometres to ride. That's a true free range hen facility. They can go back into the big shed of their own volition. We call chickens chooks in Australia, C-H-O-O-K, chook. And on the subject of words sounding like chook, it's not kookaburra, it's kookaburra. Kookaburra and emu. Emu, not emu. Emu, get the f*** out of here. Welcome to Gawler, officially established in 1839. 61 Seabird, very nice. And we are just about wrapped up with today's ride here in Gawler, South Australia and elsewhere. Trendsetters, that wraps it up for today's ride experience video. Hope you enjoyed tagging along. As always, thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the Gravel Cyclist YouTube channel for interesting ride experience videos such as this one. No bullshit. Gravel bike reviews, other product reviews, and of course, general madness. Oi! Oi! Everyone's coming over to say hello. Alright, we'll get going now. There's likely to be more madness happening this trip of mine to Australia, the Aussie homeland. I'll see you in the next video.